How's it going, you guys? AZ Plow 21 back again with another fight night here in our UFC save. And here today we got UFC Fight Night Wood versus Sterling. A bantamweight main event here tonight features Nathaniel Wood as he takes on Aljamain Sterling in the Caribbean. So basically Jamaica, where Aljamain Sterling, not where he's from, but you know, his ethnicity, I guess you could say. Sterling is coming off a loss over Piotr Jan for the bantamweight title, and Nathaniel Wood is coming off 3 straight wins: Casey Kenny, Cody Stamann, and Yadong Song. That is our main event tonight. Also got Gaethje versus Gavin Hughes, Hebos versus Andrade, Yadong Song in action at featherweight against Steve Garcia, Jack Hermansen versus Brad Tavares, and Tiburcio versus Rodriguez. Pretty good card, if you say so. I think it's going to be a pretty good one. We are making our way towards UFC 281, Jones versus Ngannou 2, a nice pay-per-view with 3 title fights on it. That is going to be our next pay-per-view, but let's get right into it. Wood versus Sterling. It is our fight night here today. Let's go ahead and get into it. Taking place in the Caribbean, Wood versus Sterling. Let's get going with our prelims. Soo Chul Kim taking on Thomas Deek in the the bantamweight division. Cole Kim is 3-1 in the UFC. Thomas Deek making his UFC debut here today. And Soo Chul Kim gets a TKO victory in round number 1. Davy Grant taking on Jakub Wicklacz. Wicklacz, I guess you could say, is 13-3-1, taking on Davy Grant, 5-4 in the UFC, coming off a win over Joey Gomez. And Wicklacz, the 25-year-old, gets a submission victory in his first UFC fight. Shajijul Hake taking on Adrian Mateusz in the flyweight division. Nice to see some new blood coming into the UFC, as Adrian Papua Bad Boy Mateusz beats Hake via unanimous decision in his UFC debut. You love to see it. Mateusz Lagerski taking on Roosevelt Roberts in the 155 division. Lagerski is 8-1, Roosevelt Roberts is 10-3, and Lagerski wins via unanimous decision. Roosevelt Roberts is now on a 3-fight losing streak. He's probably going to go down to WEC. Magomed Mustafayev taking on Devontae Smith in the 155 division. Smith is 3-3 in the UFC. Mustafayev is 5-3. And Devontae Smith knocks out Magomed Mustafayev in round number 1. So he had a nice little losing streak going on, but he corrects that, and he is back in the win column. Glenn Sparve taking on James Nakashima in the middleweight division. Sparve is 1-1 in the UFC. Nakashima is 1-1 as well. His only loss coming here in the UFC, as Nakashima, in a fantastic fight, gets a TKO victory over Glenn Sparve. So a loss to Torbjorn Madsen, but then gets a big win here today. Rasilov taking on Mika Favale in the heavyweight division. Favale ranked at number 24 somehow, coming from CES and King of the Cage. And he loses immediately to Salim Garay Rasilov, who is now 4-0 in the UFC. So maybe he takes the ranking spot right away from Favale. Very good win for Rasilov. 4-0 in the UFC, that's nothing to scoff at. Brett Martin taking on Smilinho Rama in the heavyweight division. Usually Smilinho Rama ends up being pretty good, but he's gotten off to a slow start here in the UFC. Draw to Magomed Ankalaev and a loss to Devin Clark to start out his UFC career. Brett Martin, on the other hand, 2-1, coming off a loss to Marcin Tybura. And Brett Martin gets a unanimous decision victory over the Prince Rama here today. Themba Gorimbo taking on Anthony Rocco Martin in the 175 division. Number 23 welterweight is Anthony Rocco Martin, coming off a win over Carlos Condit. Themba Gorimbo is coming off a win over Adam Proctor. And Themba Gorimbo TKO's Anthony Rocco Martin. 10-3, but could be ranked. You never know, as he gets a big win over Anthony Rocco Martin. Last prelim fight features one of the only guys from the Caribbean on this show, Joash Honey Badger Walkins, as he takes on Corey Tate. Corey Tate coming off the regional circuit from Britain. And Joash Walkins is 1-2 in the UFC, coming off a win over Chris Gutierrez. And Corey Tate eliminates the hometown boy via split decision. Joash Walkins might be going down to WEC. Main card getting underway. Horica Terburcio taking on Marina Rodriguez. In the 115 division, Rodriguez, number 9 in the division, coming off a loss to Weili Zhang. Tiburcio, number 12 in the division, coming off 2 wins in a row, Cynthia Calvillo and Loma Luke Boonmi. And Horica Tiburcio keeps it going. The win streak over Marina Rodriguez via submission armbar despite being 8 inches shorter. That is crazy. You love to see it. Moving on into the middleweight division, Jack the Joker Hermansen taking on Brad Tavares at 185. Brad Tavares, number 15, coming off 3 straight losses. Paulo Costa, Rafael Lovato Jr., and Elias Theodorou. Some pretty crazy competition for Brad Tavares. He takes on Jack Hermansen, who is coming off a loss to Paulo Costa, and then a no contest to Robert Whittaker, because Robert Whittaker did PEDs. What the fuck? Crazy. So Robert Whittaker's on suspension right now. Middleweight top 15 battle here as Brad Tavares gets a TKO victory over Joker Hermansen. He had some very tough competition, but he gets a win here today. Yadong Song making his featherweight debut against Steve Garcia. He was scheduled to fight someone in the bantamweight division, but his opponent got injured. In steps Steve Garcia. They are making the move up to featherweight. And Yadong Song wins via split decision in his featherweight debut. Amanda Hebos taking on Jessica Andrade. Rob on PEDs. Damn, you think you know someone? I know, man. Rob seems like a nice guy. I did not know he was on the juice. Very even fight between these two ladies. Jessica Andrade, number 7 in the division, coming off wins over Brianna Van Buren and Karate Hottie. She lost to Amanda Hebos about a year and some change ago in game. Exactly a year ago, as a matter of fact. And Amanda Hebos coming off losses to Gadella for the title and then Carla Esparza. As I mentioned, she beat Andrade a year earlier. And Amanda Hebos does it again. A win over Jessica Andrade via unanimous decision. Co-main event of the evening, a struggling Justin Gaethje takes on a surging Gavin Big Tasty Hughes. Gavin Hughes from England, number 9 lightweight in the UFC. Wins over Hadzovic, Alan Patrick, Anthony Pettis, Jim Miller, and Alexander Hernandez finally have him ranked and up at number 9 in the UFC. Meanwhile, we don't need the trilogy. She lost twice. Justin Gaethje, 4-fight losing streak. That's all he's been doing in this save. Lost to McGregor, lost to Jeremy Stevens, lost to Jakashi, and then lost to Paul Felder. I don't know what it is with him, man. He just can't get it done. And he's the underdog against Gavin Hughes. And he gets knocked out by Gavin Hughes. Round number 1, and Justin Gaethje gets knocked out. Crazy. Gavin Hughes is calling out Nasrat Haqparast. Main event of the evening, Nathaniel Wood taking on Aljamain Sterling. In the bantamweight division, potential title eliminator for Nathaniel Wood. He gets a win over Sterling He's probably fighting for the title. It's our main event of the evening. Let's go ahead and get it going. Herb Dean is your referee. Gluttony says he's got Wood. The betting line has him too. Uh-oh, Wood lands a vicious right cross. Wood pounding away. Landing several good shots. Arm triangle. Sterling blocks it. Watch out for Sterling in the guard, though. We know what he can do as far as submissions. They get stood back up. And round one comes to a close. Nathaniel Wood clearly winning that round. Big right punch evaded by Sterling. Catches Sterling with a stunning right hook. Sterling falls to the floor, trying to finish him off. Powerful shots. Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean calls a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 4 seconds of the second round. Declaring the winner by knockout, Nathaniel the Prospect Wood. Nathaniel Wood with the biggest win of his career over Aljamain Sterling. And he's fighting for the title, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do it. Nathaniel Wood punching his ticket. So Corey Sandhagen is fighting for the title, but Nathaniel Wood is 100% next. Love to see it. Popularity decreased there, that's okay. Not the best fight card I've ever put on. Fantastic fight, love to see it. Knockout by Gavin Hughes. Knockout by Nathaniel Wood. Wood versus Jan, yeah, that's probably, well, I mean, he's got to get past Corey Sandhagen first, but potentially Wood versus Jan. That would be crazy. As always, we're going to check our rankings, check our emails, and see what else we've got to get going before we head towards our next fight card. The big pay-per-view that we've got going on, 3 title fights, including the rematch between Jon Jones and Francis Ngannou for the heavyweight championship of the world. And I'm kind of hoping, I love Jon Jones, but I'm kind of hoping that Ngannou wins, just so we kind of have a heavyweight division again, you know? Jones kind of has been slowing up things in the heavyweight division just because he's been having to defend both titles, you know? So hopefully Ngannou can get it done, but I'm not going to hold my breath on it. Also got Caitlin Chukagian, you know, in action, trying to win the flyweight championship from Montana De La Rosa, who's coming off 2 straight wins over Valentina Shevchenko. We all want to see Jon Jones face defeat. I mean, I don't want to see Jon Jones face defeat. I just want to see the heavyweight division get a new champion. New champions are always very interesting, you know, in this game. Yeah, Jon Jones is champ. Exactly. He's the light heavyweight and the heavyweight champion, which is very, very difficult, I'd imagine, to do in real life. So congrats to DC on being able to do that. Because this is what we've got right now as far as contenders and whatnot. We've got Francis Ngannou fighting for the title. Right after that is Cain Velasquez. Cuchalaba is the next light heavyweight contender. And then I have Reyes down as the light heavyweight contender. So I feel like after the 3rd time fighting and losing to the same person, it's over, you know? Strip him? Absolutely not. Unless he gets a drug suspension or something like that, or he goes on hiatus, I'm not stripping him. At middleweight, Elias Theodorou. At welterweight, Jorge Masvidal. And then the winner of Warley and Wonderboy. At lightweight, it's the rematch with Gillespie. And then Carlos Diego Ferreira. At featherweight, Yair Rodriguez and Max Holloway are unifying the title. Bantamweight is Sandhagen. Cara France at flyweight. Unification between Spencer and Nunes at flyweight. Liana Jojua is the contender at women's bantamweight. Chukagian at women's flyweight. And Carla Esparza, if she wins, gets a title shot. but I'm not stripping him. Let's go ahead and update our rankings. And, so Rudy Shafroth in at number 23. And Ivanov moves down 1. Light heavyweight, no movement. Middleweight, Brad Tavares in the top 10. Jack Hermansen down to 16. Gavin Hughes up at number 7. How about that? And Justin Gaethje at number 23. Featherweight, no movement. There he is, Nathaniel Wood, fighting at number 2. Love to see it. Anything else happen in that division? Aljamain Sterling moves all the way down to number 13. Yikes. Nothing at flyweight. Bantamweight, Raquel Canuto is in now. She's ranked, so coming off a loss for the title, but I mean, she lost to Dumont. It was currently at number 14. So I guess she can stay. No, Raquel, we're going to send her down. We're going to send her down. At least, get a, another win before we bring her up. And at strawweight, Amanda Hebos moves up to number 4. Rodriguez down to 13. Rika Tiburcio up to 7. Alexandra Albu. If Albu wins her title fight against Reina Kubota, we're going to bring her up. But otherwise, we're going to keep her down. Andrade down to 9. A lot of movement there, but probably going to move a little bit more if people get sent back down. So let's go and check our emails. Glenn Sparve needs to be renewed. Let's go ahead and do that. Lagerski, 3-1 in the UFC. Good for him. He's had a pretty good time here so far. He has had a pretty good time here so far. Absolutely keeping Mateusz Lagerski. Brett Martin, he's having a good time. Soo Chul Kim, 4-1 in the UFC. He's doing very well for himself. Gavin Hughes, that's our boy right there. Low-level national now, number 7 in the lightweight division. Devontae Smith coming off a win. Nathaniel Wood, our newest contender. 100% keeping him. Davey Grant's coming off a loss. He's won quite a bit recently. So we're going to go ahead and keep him. Low-level national in Britain is pretty good too. Justin Gaethje, I mean, damn. 23 in the division. He's still ranked, so we're going to keep him around. Hopefully I can give him like a pick-me-up fight. Brad Tavares, newly number 10 in the division. Nick Newell booked. And that is all for the emails. Get this guy off my short list. All right. So that's going to do it for this episode. The next time that I know, 4-7. Yeah, that's rough. Next time I see you guys will be for UFC Fight Night, Loreta versus Shevchenko. Main event featuring a very marketable Valerie Loreta, 3-0 in the UFC, as she takes on the former champion in Valentina Shevchenko, trying to rebound from her 2 losses to Montana De La Rosa. Going to be a very interesting one. Also got Anthony Pettis, Alexander Gustafsson making his heavyweight debut, Edson Barbosa versus Ryan Hall, and much, much more in the next episode. I'm AZPlayout21. As always, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitch, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good one.